So I just read the book Visualfestation by Peter Adams, and it's about visualizing plus manifestation wrapped together, and in this package he says that it works out very well, and basically you get whatever you want from the universe. But the way he says this is he sort of thinks of it as ordering from Amazon, let's say, and you place your order with the universe through visualizing and manifesting, and then it's on its way. And you could cancel the order if you use your thoughts to change the order. You don't have to get something good that you ordered or something bad that you ordered. So you have to make sure that your thoughts are always on that good thing so that you can make sure that you get what you ordered. Now, what I think is really powerful about this is I don't believe the way, like any of the reasons for why he says this works, but what I do believe is that it does work. And that's because you are sort of placing this order with, the Amazon in the sky, but you're waiting by your mailbox once you place that order. So it's not like you're just saying, oh, I need this, I'm going to visualize this and manifest it and visualization, whatever he calls this book, and then it comes to you. You have to also be waiting by the mailbox, and waiting by the mailbox means, going out and actually doing the things, working on what your goals are, and you're going for these like short-term goals, like things you could do every single day. And like I said, I think in a previous video very recently, is that it's not doing the urgent things that matters. It's doing the very important things that are not urgent, the things you could do every single day, and that's really what builds up. So if you are waiting by the mailbox, you've already placed this order. You don't want to disrespect God and place an order and then not be there to sign for it when it comes. So every single day you're doing this thing, and I think that is what's really powerful. And doing that through the universe, or he's very spiritual and believes in God, but a lot of people that he writes to, he knows that it's going to be the universe. So he's standing by that, and he's doing what he has to do every single day to make sure that once his God comes to him to give him what he wants, he's ready for it. The other thing he says is he's very grateful for things, but things that he doesn't have yet. So it's not that you're grateful for what you have and you would appreciate something else if you get it. It's that you appreciate the things that you're asking for before you actually have them. So he really appreciated his relationship before he had it. He really appreciated his new car. Seems very petty, but he was talking about his Lexus 400 that he really wanted, and then he got it, and then he pretended that it was the Lexus 430 because that's what he really wanted, and then he got that. The story for that was actually that one day his car broke down, and so he went on eBay and he found a good deal on a Lexus 430. And of course he thanked the universe for that. But there were some more strange coincidences, like he applied for an Ironman, and this Ironman had about 10,000 spots. 10,000 people who wanted only 500 spots. And so they released the list of the people who got in, and he wasn't just on the list, he was number one. He was the first name on the list out of 10,000 people. So I think that's pretty crazy, but also a coincidence. And I also kind of think, how many other similar races did he apply to, is he really just getting lucky on one thing, or is it that he's, waiting at all these different mailboxes and, some of them obviously work out at some point. So he says to play pretend like that and just be like, he actually bought the videotape, the DVD of the race the previous year, and he watched it every single day, and for 20 minutes, closed his eyes and pretended to be running the race and, biking and swimming through everything. And he says that's the reason why he was able to achieve this, which I don't believe, but I mean, hey, it worked for him. So what I think is powerful is if you do something, sort of like if you build it, they will come. I think that's very true, but a lot of people think if you build it, then people will come. If you start a YouTube channel, you think that if you make a good video, people will come, and they will. But the thing is, they won't come right away. So when I started this, I think it was a year ago, And still, even now today, every single video I post, it gets maybe like 1 or 2 views. But now looking back on videos that I posted a year ago, all of a sudden, you know, they're getting 30 a month, which doesn't seem like a lot, but they're at hundreds of views. And every time I post a video, I have 1, maybe 2 views for the first month. And then somehow it just snowballs from there. So I think that if I were to do this continuously, you know, keep waiting at all these mailboxes for my, you know, YouTube views to arrive, if that's what I was manifesting, I think that I would work out after like 10 years. I could not imagine not having a video with, you know, 10,000 views. So I think it's very powerful, just not for the reasons that he says. The one thing that did for a minute make me think, you know, maybe he's right about the reasoning and it is the universe, but I'm not so sure. So he said that sort of like in quantum theory and quantum mechanics, or like when you're physically doing quantum science and you're like trying to measure things, the thing is, the results become completely random at a point where you're measuring things that are very, very small. So the act of measuring it actually influences how it responds. So we don't know if it's actually responding to us measuring it, or, you know, it's kind of confusing. So he's saying that's sort of like your thoughts, where, you know, your thoughts of waiting by the mailbox, it's not just that you're, you know, working towards your goal every day and you're more confident in your goal, it's that the universe is actually changing, and on like a quantum level, that actually makes a little bit of sense, but I still don't think that is the reason, and I think that would not hold up if you actually had someone more experienced in that look into it. So that was the main idea of the book. Basically, visualize, meditate, and pretend you already have things, and be grateful for the things that you don't yet have. And that sort of encourages you to keep waiting at the mailbox. And I think it does actually help in the short term if you're talking about like appreciating things that you do have. I think you'll take better care of them and you'll end up with a better life in that way.